Good morning from the heart of New York City. This is Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast dedicated to one thing to learn and apply to eat better daily. I'm your host, Angela Shurina from Today, your personal nutritionist, your personal health and wellness coach, your personal fat loss guru, and just someone with a lot of passion and obsession for healthy food, healthy eating, nutrition, macros, micros, everything and anything in between. Basically, everything that we put in our mouth for one reason or the other. And I'm trying to educate you to put the things in your mouth for your own benefit, to look better, to feel better, and perform better on all levels, mentally and physically, instead of doing the opposite and getting sicker, weaker, and fatter because of what you put in your mouth on a daily basis. Today we are going to talk quickly about just three things that a lot of people I see get drawn because of the questions I'm constantly asked. Question or topic or subject number one is ketogenic diet and muscle building, in particularly muscle building. A lot of research is done that supports the notion of that you can maintain muscle mass on a keto diet, on a traditional or classic keto diet, when around 75-80% or sometimes even more calories come from fat, and then there is very little to non-existent carbohydrates, probably 5% or less, and then 10% or so comes from protein. And that ratio might work well, again, to maintain muscle mass. And of course, it's used to treat different conditions, mental disorders, also all sorts of inflammatory conditions. A lot of people use it to lose weight, and yes, you can lose weight, you can burn fat, and again, maintain muscle mass. That's what all studies show. But to build muscle, to build successfully muscle mass on that kind of keto diet, when 80% and more of your calories come from fat, even if you consume quite a lot of calories and fat, it's almost impossible to do, and very few people are able to do that. And on the classic diet, like literally in numbers of one or two or very few people. What a lot of people do who successfully build muscle mass on a ketogenic or a high-fat diet, they increase the amount of protein, absolute amount of protein. They eat a lot of fat for energy, and their carbs are usually either really low or they have healthy refeed carbohydrates when they allow themselves to eat something like sweet potatoes, and usually that carbohydrate meal is built around workout. People who successfully build muscle on a keto, on a high-fat diet, have usually, again, more protein, and then around workouts they consume more protein, and usually they might have refeed protein days when they consume really a lot of protein compared to fat. And yes, it might or might not kick them out of ketosis when they keep their carbs low. It's still in research. Nobody really knows how exactly it happens and what percentage of that protein is used for muscle building if you work out a lot, what percentage your body can transfer into glucose. But that, of course, also depends when you consume that protein-rich food around your workout, or at the worst time possible, that is before bed or at night when you're the least insulin sensitive. But what you want to understand, guys, that in order to build absolute amount of muscle mass, you need to maintain and probably increase absolute amount of protein in your diet, and then eat as whatever fat you want to eat on top of that. But if you want to build muscle, you need absolute amount of protein. And a good number to start is shoot for your ideal body weight meaning just, we all have a number, what kind of weight we want to hit on the scales and what lean body percentage we want to have. So once you figure out your ideal body weight, then shoot for in pounds, then shoot for the same amount of grams of protein per day. And the best practice is consume most of your protein around your workout, especially in the first hour after workout, and then spread it evenly between your meals. This is the best practice that is used by bodybuilders, by keto bodybuilders, and people who successfully build muscle mass on a keto diet. And I did the same. I built quite a lot of muscle for my size and my goals on a keto diet, and I changed from 17 body fat percent to 10 body fat percentage without the number on the scales of my absolute weight changing, meaning I burned fat, I built muscle, and I did that exactly like that. I increased my protein, I still ate a lot of fat. Sometimes I would do my refeed days when I would consume more carbs, but those carbs were things like nuts and seeds, very low carbohydrate nuts and seeds like macadamia, pecan, and Brazil nuts, where we get a lot of fats, a lot of fiber. What else? I would consume my protein again after workout, right after workout, the first probably a few minutes I finished my workout, and then I would spread the rest of the protein for one smaller meal and one bigger meal in my day. And I would do intermittent fasting for like 16 hours a day. But what I want you to understand that, again, if you're trying to build muscle on a keto diet, you need to hit the absolute amount of protein in grams, not in any kind of percentage, because to maintain and to build muscle mass, you need absolute amount of grams of protein. Your body doesn't care about your percentage or your macros. To build muscle, your body needs amino acids or proteins coming in. Your body cannot make your muscle mass out of fats or out of carbohydrates unless you have amino acids coming in, amino acids that your body needs. You will not be able to build muscle. Like, your body cannot build muscle mass out of thin air or fats or carbohydrates. And yes, ketogenic diet helps you to preserve muscle mass, but to build more, you cannot do that unless you consume the additional amino acid, the additional protein that your body needs to build. It's like you're trying to build a house and you need the bricks to build it. And if you don't have them, like, your body cannot make the house out of, I don't know, if it's a house made of bricks, your body cannot make the rest out of wood or out of paper. So if you want to build your muscle mass, if you want to build if you want to add muscle mass on a ketogenic diet, you cannot just count percentages and have 80% of fat and, whatever left for protein. You need to hit absolute amount in grams. And I would start with the amount of grams of protein equal to your body weight in pounds. So you need to hit this number every day. And most of those proteins, or at least a big portion of it, should be consumed around your workout. Right after workout is the best time to consume them, and then spread around the rest of the protein evenly throughout the day. If you need more help with, figuring out how much protein you need, then shoot me email to Angela@createyourself.today. Another quick question that we're going to talk about is whey protein, dairy products. A lot of people who I work with, they have negative reactions to dairy. And they might not even a lot of times often realize that they have that negative reaction to dairy products, inflammation and autoimmune conditions and allergies and what's not. And they wonder why they having all these symptoms, indigestion, gas, bloating, increased inflammation, decreased energy levels when they eat dairy. But not only that, when they consume whey protein. And when people who go dairy free, they think that they still can consume whey protein, even though whey protein, for you guys, if you didn't know, is made of milk. It's byproduct of making things like cheese or some kinds of yogurt, is when curd and fats are separated, and that liquidy stuff left from making cheeses or some other milk products, dairy products, what is left, that watery part is whey protein. So milk has casein protein that is left with the solid parts, that is used in cheese and other dairy products. And then there is that watery part that is left after separation, and that is your whey protein. That, by the way, most of the time is not of such a great quality in the first place. It doesn't come from the grass-fed cows most of the time, unless it's specifically specified on the label that it's made from the milk of grass-fed cows. That is probably almost non-existent. But guys, whey is byproduct of milk. So if you're allergic or have weird reactions to milk product, then you will probably have the same kind of reaction to whey protein, or sometimes even worse. Why worse? That actually brings us to the third topic of our conversation. A lot of supplements that you buy, besides what they're supposed to have, obviously, like, for example, whey protein has obviously whey in it, right? But beside those things, a lot of supplement company would add fillers, basically to increase the volume of the product, or flow agents, basically things that used by factories that produce supplements to make ingredients flow easily and to clean their equipment easier and faster. There will be a lot of quote unquote natural ingredients that have a lot of times nothing really to do with nature. Sometimes it's that funny, guys. Sometimes the words you see on the labels have nothing to do with truth. Then there might be something like dextrose or sucralose that is not good for your gut health and your metabolism in general, if you consuming that on kind of regular daily basis, especially long term. So many things, look at the ingredient list of your supplement. Look at the other ingredients list. For some reason, they're very often separate of your supplement, and make sure that there are no questionable ingredients. If you don't understand something, if you're not sure of something, look it up, what it is. You can ask me by email, Angela@createyourself.today, Angela@createyourself.today, if you're not sure if this supplement is good for regular consumption and has good quality ingredients. But you need to understand that in your supplement, besides the main ingredients that you're buying the supplement for, there might be other ingredients that can mess up your health, your gut health, your energy levels, your metabolism. It's just gonna ruin your health instead of helping to achieve any goals. So be sure you always check all the ingredients on your supplements. And if something is too cheap or too good to be true, it looks cheap and too good, then it might be too good. So check out the ingredients of these weird words and make sure you're consuming good quality supplements, and that supplement has as the least amount of unnecessary ingredients that you don't want to be consuming. So to recap, ketogenic diet and muscle building possible, but you need to increase absolute amount of grams of protein you consume per day, and a good point to start is the amount of protein in grams equal to your ideal body weight in pounds. Second thing, if you have problems with dairy, you might have problems with whey protein, because whey is byproduct of making some dairy products like cheeses and yogurts. And the third thing, if you want to improve your health and improve your performance through supplements, make sure that on ingredient list, on other ingredient lists, there is the least amount possible of ingredients that you don't really want to be consuming. Flow agents used by factory to make it easier to produce the supplement, or fillers that are used to add the volume to the supplement to make more money of it, and all kinds of weird shit that they can add to supplements. That's it, guys. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, if you need some help to figure out the amount of protein, to figure out your meal plan, your nutrition plan to reach your fat loss and health and other goals, or if you have questions about your supplements you're taking and the best supplement that you can use in that category, shoot me email to Angela@createyourself.today, Angela@createyourself.today. Until next time, guys, eat better daily.